Aloha from Hawaii here. I got a brand new model here I want to show you. I built this board for beginners or real heavy guys or older guys. And what it is it's got width to it and it's got some meat to it. So you have great paddleability. Then it has a good nose kick so it doesn't purl. Kind of what I built this board for was to get people off longboards. Because this board's a Ferrari compared to a longboard. And it'll paddle as good as a longboard, about 9.3. And I do have a 3-fin setup on them.
This is a quad.
My favorite is the 4-fin setup. And if you notice how far I have the fins moved up on this. And what that does is it takes a larger board, which this one in particular is 8'7", 24 inches wide, and 3 3/4 thick. And this is a real floaty board. But with the round pin and the small rails in the back, and these fins moved up, this board actually turns like a 710. So what we're doing is here we want a lot of paddle power, and I also got the speed spot here with the double barrel concave. Really similar ideas that I'm putting in my stand-ups. And so this board's fast. And then when the fins moved up, it turns quick. So we got a board that paddles unreal, that's very fast, and turns on a dime. And that's the 3 things that you want in surfing. And I'm kind of interested in showing this to stand-up paddleboard guys because they want paddle power. And if I have to go 26 inches wide on this and 4 inches thick to get the paddle power that's necessary to make somebody happy, you know, that's the name of the game. You have to find the paddle power people want first. You know, and then the rest of it with the speed and moving the fins up, then I can make it very maneuverable. So you're not riding, it doesn't feel like that big of a board. And the whole thing is to enjoy surfing and get out there and rip. So kind of what this does, and a lot of people told me this, they call me back and they go, you know what, Joe, I feel like a kid again. And that's what I want to do, is build boards that bring your youth back. Build some floatier boards to get people out surfing in the water. And also, I want to put this with the stand-ups, because if the stand-up guys started riding this, they'd love surfing just as much as they do stand-up. And so I'm extremely excited about this new model. Had trouble getting blanks for this because of Clark went out of business and everything. But now there's companies that make blanks thick enough so I can build something like this. And I can build these things in any size. That's what's nice about it, depending on your weight or your age or anything. So we'll see you out the water, ripping it up, brah. Aloha. Thing.
Okay, so if we're like, check out the fins, right? The fins over here. You got the big fins in the front. Why are the big fins on quads in the front anyways?
Well, it's really similar to putting tail rocker in the back of the board. You have your speed spot right here where it's straighter. You want your tail rocker to break back, you want your outline to break back, and with the smaller fins in the back, that's the same principle, it's breaking it back, and that's for maneuverability. So right here you got your drive, and everything off of that's released, so you have maneuverability. And that's a very important factor. Plus you have your double barrel concave in here. When you hit each side, it hits these concaves, and it gives you acceleration out of your turn. And the 4-fin's kind of unique. It's almost like water runs through here. It's almost like a fuel injection through here. So these quads really do squirt out of the turn. And what we've done is we've eliminated that great big fin that everybody sticks way on the tail that makes the board very hard to turn, going slow. You know, and I want to be able to snap turn this anytime that I would like to, whatever speed I'm going. And that's why the quad has really turned out to be a unique design, because we've moved the fins up and eliminated that great big fin on the tail.
So how is the quad compared to a 3-fin? Like this kind of board on a 3-fin, would it be good, or it's much better on a quad?
Well, if I was to make it a 3-fin, I like to put the adjustable box in here, so you can move it up for bigger days and move it back. But and I can also make the 3-fin come fairly close to riding a quad, but the round pin quad is just an amazing style riding board, because the round pin makes it roll around and it turns faster and quicker and cleaner. It's smoother, and when you get bigger surf, it holds in better. And then with 2 fins on the rail, it's not going to spin out, and you get just great drive out of your turns. Plus a quad, you don't need as much tail kick as a 3-fin, so you put a faster bottom on it. And that way, you have a board that's faster, but the quad setup moved up turns quicker. So if you used to have a board that was fast didn't turn good. If it turned real quick, you had no drive. So the quad setup done properly is a very unique board, very unique. And quads actually work really well in semi-guns and guns. That's where quads actually come into effect so much better, is in bigger boards. They really come alive.
So this kind of board, it's 8.7, kind of thick and so on. What kind of guy would ride this board? Or girl?
Well, a beginner could learn on this much better than a longboard, because it has nose kick, it doesn't curl, and it's wider, so it's more stable, and it's got some meat in it so they can catch the wave. And also an older person or a heavier person, either one of those things, because the
Heavier is like what, 200 and up, or what?
Well, what's neat about this, I've made these boards 26 inches wide for 325-pound guys, and they can go out and rip like a kid. Basically what this is just a blown up chippy board for a bigger guy or an older guy, even though the nose is a little fuller than a chippy, but it still has the same surfing characteristics.
So the rail on this
well, it's very soft. You can see where the red is, how much I've tucked it in. It's a very soft rail through here. Plus, the soft rail runs way back here, because there's no need to have a very hard edge. Even though you see how it's tucked here, well, there's still an edge that runs through here. Still beaded edge the glassers put in to get drive out of your turn. But still, I've got it tucked way back to here, coming way back. You can see it if you look at the red coming
So
back.
that just makes it more forgiving, or what?
Exactly. You know, you can turn it at any time. You know, hard edges are actually a detriment to boards, especially when they're bigger, because they have a tendency to want to railroad and not turn at a moment's notice. And you can go rail to rail quicker. And that's important to be quick. You must be quick in surfing. Otherwise, you're going to wipe out.
So I noticed it looks like there's quite a bit of rocker on this nose, right? So if we flip this up, if we flip it, the nose kick, you can kind of see. Why don't you turn it upside down the other way so we can see what the nose kick looks like?
It's good to have a lot of nose kicks, you don't curl. Plus, I'm doing the same thing. I'm running the concave all the way through here, so the board has speed in taking off, you know, or even if you want to try to nose ride it. So maybe we can see the rocker a little bit better here. Set it on the table there. But the unique thing about boards is you want that nice curve that most surfboards have. You know, nice nose kick, you know, and with a nice tail kick with a speed spot there. That's the magic bottom for waves. As waves are curved, the board needs to be curved. And that's why I make this model, because I want to get a lot of guys off longboards and get them riding this. Because actually this tail is wider than a longboard. So it's going to be more maneuverable and faster, especially in the smaller surf. So I've been working on this model for a few years. Finally, I got it developed, and the foam companies have got the blanks good now for it. So we're good to go.